Hello and welcome to Vidya's Prophecy Tarot. This is your Freewheeling Friday reading for all signs. Let's start with Gemini. Geminis, how are you guys? Let's get a card out from this deck for you. Keep in mind that these are general. They're not going to resonate with everyone. If they don't resonate at all, please check your other placements, okay? Especially moon and rising signs. Okay, Gemini. What is the message here for Gemini? For Friday? What's the Friday message for Gemini? We've got humanity. Okay. And we've got the house. Okay. And let's get a couple of cards from here. What is the message for Gemini? Ooh, that one jumped out. Okay, the hourglass reversed and one more. The moon and the serpent. Okay. With the talisman. Okay. Gemini, that's interesting. Let me keep that there. So we've got this card of humanity, okay, and it seems to be within a home, right? Feels like helping out, doing things within the home, maybe being particularly kind and helpful and generous to people within the home, okay, or someone you live with. With this hourglass reverse, though, it feels like maybe time's run out here. It feels like maybe time's run out, okay. With the moon, you will be guided through darkness. There could be some tough times on the horizon for the family, okay. With the spirit, a sly and subtle approach is needed. It feels like someone is planning something here. Under cover of darkness, they feel that time's run out. It's like it's got the energy of someone who may be helping other members of a family, okay, maybe people they live with, and they feel like now they want to call time on that, okay, and there's some kind of strategic planning about how to do this. Okay, let's see. Why is humanity there for Gemini? Why is humanity here? Why is humanity here for Gemini? Four of Wands again. Yeah, definitely in a home of some kind. Okay. One more. Why is humanity here for Gemini? King of Pentacles. Yeah, it has to do with a home. Gemini, we do have the Ace of Cups underneath. So it feels like this has to do with stability, okay, with commitments to a home. And I feel like someone's calling time on it. Like they feel like, they've given enough and time's run out now. They're done here. Yeah, and there's a lot of strategy going into this. Okay, let's see. Maybe because they want to leave for something else. Now, let's clarify these cards a little bit more. Oh, actually, before that, let me get a card on this. One card each on these other cards. Why is hourglass reversed there for Gemini? Ten of Wands. Yeah, they're done here. Why is the moon there? Temperance reversed. And why is the serpent there? Five of Cups. Yeah. So Gemini, this could be you, right? You could be done dealing with this family. It's like you've been providing all the finances. Maybe you've been putting in all the work. You've been putting a roof maybe over these people's heads, or you've been helping out in some major way here, okay? And maybe you haven't always been appreciated, but there's been a lot of responsibilities there, and you feel like you're done with that, okay? With the Temperance reversed, you're prepared to upset people here as well, okay? You are prepared to do that, and you know that they're going to be upset, which is why you are carefully planning things out here, okay? With this Five of Cups, it feels like you don't want to leave any loose ends, like you want to tie things off neatly, okay? You want to tie things off neatly, and you may be being a little strategic because you don't want to lose out, financially in this in this arena. Let's see. Okay. It may not necessarily be a romantic home that you're leaving, okay? You know, but there's some kind of home structure you're leaving. Let's look at this Temperance reversed. Yeah, the Fool. You're ready for a fresh start. You're ready to go off and explore your options away from this family, okay? Some of you just want to get away from family. Let's look at the Five of Cups. Yeah, Four of Cups. You're really bored there. You're disinterested. You don't see any prospects. You know, you don't see anything for happiness. You just see responsibilities, okay? Yeah, with the Six of Wands reversed, you know, it feels like no recognition as well. These people don't appreciate you, okay? Wherever you are, it could apply to a job possibly for some of you, and if that's the case, then they don't appreciate you, or you feel unappreciated, okay? And it looks like you're ready to move on, okay? With that Serpent though, I think, you know, it is telling you to be subtle and sly and basically to do your due diligence, okay? If you are parting ways with these people. Okay, so that's Gemini. Let's move on to Cancer. What is the message for Cancer? Freewheeling Friday. What is the message here for Cancer? The Spider. Oh my gosh, with trickery. Ooh. Okay. Oh, these are messed up. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. What is the message here for Cancer? Freewheeling Friday, message for Cancer. Okay, that one fell out. Oh, the Serpent again. Okay, and two more. What's the message here for Cancer? The Key. Okay. And one more. Oh, I got two. Okay. We've got the Golem and the Griffin. Okay. With Medusa, jealousy leads you astray. Gosh. Okay. Okay. So Cancer, it looks like there's something very treacherous here. Okay, it may have already happened with the web as well. It feels like a web of lies, deceit. There's deceit here, okay, and I feel with this sly and subtle approach is needed. Whoever's become aware maybe of the deceit, you know, maybe there's a need to be strategic here, okay, because we do have the key. Locked doors can now be opened, and this always reminds me of the Ace of Swords, because it feels like the truth, right, can unlock things. It feels like someone may be becoming clear, okay, about some sort of treachery or deception here, and now they're thinking about what to do about it. And with this Golem, there could be a friend involved. We do have honor and good luck. Now, I'm not sure yet if the treachery has to do with a friend, okay? Because at the bottom of this deck, we've got jealousy leads to downfall, and beneath that, beware who you trust. So I don't know, Cancer, if you trusted a friend, okay, and maybe this person was jealous of you. Someone was jealous here, and it looks like they spun a web of lies, okay? Okay, this is intriguing. Let's see what's going on here, Cancer. Let's start with the Spider. Why is that there for Cancer? Why is the Spider there? Why is the Spider here for Cancer? Ooh, we got the Lovers reversed. Okay, and the Seven of Wands reversed. I'm not taking these. Okay, why is the Serpent there? The Eight of Cups reversed. Okay, why is the Key there? Why is the Key there? Ace of Wands reversed and Temperance. Okay, and why is the Golem there with the Griffin? The Empress. Okay, with the Ten of Cups reversed. Okay, so I feel like someone, now this may have already happened, okay, with this Lovers reversed, there's been a breakup of sorts. With the Seven of Wands reversed, it feels like someone decided not to fight for this. You know, they just gave up on it. They may even have chosen someone else, right? But there was some, you know, trickery here. Now, with the Serpent, it feels like this person is trying to plot a return back, okay, coming back. Because they're seeking temperance now, right? This Ace of Wands reversed, Cancer could have been someone that you know, had some kind of flirtation with, right? But it fizzled out, right? And this person is coming back, maybe to try and reignite this, okay? They do want to come back. With this Empress, they see you now quite clearly as this Empress, okay? And they could be trying to get a friend to help you, to put in a good word for them, okay? That's possible. I think this Ten of Cups reversed, this person's family may have been jealous about you, okay? Or people around them could have been jealous. You know, there is definitely jealousy here. Let's see. Why is the Lovers reversed there? Yeah, the Empress, see? They didn't see this, okay? They broke up with you, basically. Let's look at the Seven of Wands reversed, the Six of Cups. Yeah, they decided to give up on this, okay? Because maybe their children didn't like you. For some of you, their children may not have liked you, okay? Because there's family here that are not happy. If it's not children, then it's people, maybe old friends and, you know, people around them that they've known for a long time. May have convinced this person not to go for this. Okay, let's look at this Eight of Cups reversed. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. This person is trying to separate themselves from that family, okay, from that herd, and try and return, you know, they want to return to you. Let's look at Temperance. Why is that there? Yeah, Knight of Wands. This is Sag energy, right? It's they may, you know, they do want to come towards you. They feel quite passionate, okay, and they're a little impulsive as well. Let's look at that Ace of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. Nine of Cups, Eight of Cups, you know, they walked away from something that they desired greatly. Yeah, and they're trying to return. Let's look at the Empress. Why is the Empress there for Cancer? Strength. Yeah, this person feels very strongly now, okay, that they can have it all with you. And I think this person may even be with this Ten of Pentacles looking for a long-term relationship. You know, like this is someone who sees you as a potential long-term partner, right? With the Empress, they see possibilities. They see the chance to have a new life. And with Strength, it feels like they're quite determined to have this, even if it means getting a friend to act on their behalf, okay? So that's what I've got for you, Cancer. And let's move on to Leo. Okay. Okay, what is the message here for Leo? Freewheeling Friday message for Leo. What's the message here for Leo? For this Friday, what's the message for Leo? We've got Fate. And we've got Solitude at the bottom of the deck. Okay. And what is the message for Leo this Friday? Whoa, what is that? Ooh, beware who you trust, the Wolf, which came out reversed. And one more. Air, seek a union of mind and spirit. And we've got imagination clouds your judgment here. Okay. Gosh, okay, Leo. So there's a fated event happening, okay. Feels big. With this Wolf, beware who you trust in the reverse. Now this could already have happened. You may have trusted someone, okay, and they they prove to be untrustworthy, okay? You may have wanted a union with this person, but they weren't trustworthy for some of you, okay? Because with the solitude, I feel like you're alone now, some of you, you know, or whoever's in this reading is now looking at being single, okay? With this imagination clouds your judgment, you could be imagining the worst, and maybe you didn't see this person as well, you know, like you didn't see them clearly, okay? Maybe they were showing signs that they weren't trustworthy, but you didn't see that. I mean, we've all been there, right? So it could be something like that. Let's see. Why is faith there for Leo? Eight of Swords. Okay, and I'm going to take this Four of Pentacles. Okay, I'll take this as well. Six of Pentacles. Let's look at the Wolf reversed. Why is that there? The Hierophant. Ooh, and one more. Well, I'll give one for Air. Why is Air there? Oh, the Fool. And the Page of Pentacles. Okay. With the Magician. See, you could feel that you've been played by somebody, Leo. Okay. Yeah, you're here. You know, you're here beneath that. So you could feel that you've been played by this person. You know, that you were manipulated. It could be a time of confusion, okay, with this Eight of Swords being in your head, right? A lot of fear, a lot of confusion. This person could be holding back now, right? I feel like they've gone cold suddenly, okay? There's a lot of withholding from this person now. They may have become cold. Where they were affectionate with you, where they were making plans with you, they're not doing that anymore. And some of you could have been planning a long-term connection here, okay? Like, you know, literally looking at getting married or moving in together or something. And this person could have gone cold. They're holding back from you. You're not sure why, okay? They're not being generous with their time, with their energy, you know. And you're feeling very alone here and feeling like, and you're imagining the worst as well, okay? And I think you feel like you've been played by this person. Because with this Wolf in the reverse, we're talking about a commitment, okay? With the Hierophant, I think you wanted to commit to this person. And now you feel that everything you knew about them is wrong, or you're not even sure what you know about this person anymore because they're acting so different, okay? They're acting very different from the way they were. You thought that this was a good match, you know? You thought you were very well suited. You were ready to take this leap of faith. But come to find that you're not able to trust this person. Gosh, okay. I mean, these are general, guys. They're not going to apply to every Leo out there, okay? Just take what applies. Let's look at the Eight of Swords. Why is that there? Yeah, Six of Swords. You're worried this person wants to leave your connection now. You know, you're worried that they're moving on. Maybe they've even moved. Okay, for some of you, they could have moved locations. Let's look at that Four of Pentacles. Yeah, the Star. You had this dream of a commitment or a long-term connection, and they're not, you know, they're sort of holding back. Okay, they're not making plans for that. Let's look at the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, the Page of Wands. You know, you thought this person was equally committed, but it turns out they're not. And there's a lot of fear and confusion now. Let's look at the Hierophant. Justice. Yeah, I think many of you were, either contemplating marriage, or, I mean, hopefully this isn't someone you already married, okay? But there was some sort of long-term connection here. Maybe he was moving in something. Let's look at this Page of Pentacles and the Fool. King of Wands, yeah. I mean, I think you were ready, okay? You saw this person as your counterpart. Fiery, passionate, and you're a passionate person, so you were ready to do this. Okay, let's look at that Magician. Why is the Magician there? Yeah, Six of Pentacles. I think you were played by this person, that they never really cared or felt the same way. And they were just sort of manipulating you, okay? Yeah, I mean, sadly, that's how some of you feel right now. Okay. So that's you, Leo. Let's move on to Virgo. What is the Freewheeling Friday message for Virgo? What's the Freewheeling Friday message for Virgo? What is the message here for Virgo? We've got rebellion reversed and we've got history. Okay. And let me get a couple of cards from here. What is the Freewheeling Friday message for Virgo? We've got fire and one more. The black cat with the unicorn. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so Virgo, with this rebellion reversed and with this history which speaks to lineage, okay, the past, the deep past, your lineage. With rebellion reversed, it feels like someone who has been conformist, okay, who hasn't wanted to rock the boat, who's believed in their family and their family values, you know, and has, yeah, just gone along with everything the family wanted and not really rocked the boat, okay. That could be changing with this fire, reckless actions, you know. Some of you could be tempted to be reckless here because you want some kind of change. You may feel like you didn't stand up for yourself, or you didn't go against your family, you know, and it hasn't served you. There's something you want here with this unicorn, you know. You see a special opportunity. And I think now you're getting ready to rebel against your family. That's kind of what I'm getting there, okay? Okay, so let's see. What is the message for Virgo? What is the message here for Virgo? Why is rebellion in the reverse there for Virgo? Yeah, 8 of Wands. I think you want to move forward here. Why is fire there? 8 of Pentacles. And let's look at the black cat. Why is that there? Why is the black cat there? The Tower, yeah. With the 6 of Cups, you know, I think this is that history kind of thing. I think you have been very focused on family, on your past, on, you know, the people, you know, what's expected of you, okay, by the people, you know, your children, your parents, whatever, right? Maybe even the friends you grew up with, but it feels like someone who's just played their part, and it's now, Virgo, you want to move on, okay? You want to move on, and you're very focused on this unicorn opportunity, whatever it is, okay? It's something that's great for you. You're focused on it. You could even be, I mean, your family could think you're being reckless here, okay? Some of you could be tempted to be reckless. With this black cat and the Tower, it's like you just want to shock them or do something suddenly, okay? Maybe to show them that you mean business, that you mean to move ahead. Let's look. Let's see what's going on for Virgo. Okay, where's the 8 of Wands there? 4 of Swords. Yeah, it feels like you've thought about this for a long time. Okay, you're on your own here as well. I don't think family support this move to whatever it is. Okay, but now you're thinking it's time to move on. It's time to do this for yourself. Let's look at the 8 of Coins. The 3 of Wands reversed. Yeah, I think you don't see any other way. Okay. You're focused on this unicorn opportunity because you don't see anything, you know, positive, okay, with in the circumstances that you're in, right? You're desperate for change here. Let's look at the Tower. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. I think this is in the realm of family, upsetting family and rebelling against family. Now let's look at the unicorn. What is that? Queen of Wands. Okay. I mean, for some of you, this could be a person, okay, or it could just represent a very attractive opportunity that you want to go for, you know. If it's a job, it's highly priced, you know, there's money and good luck as well as friendship, okay. So it is a really special opportunity. And yeah, I think you're being urged to shake things up with your family here, okay. I mean, there's a time to you know, put yourself ahead of family. If they're blocking you from your dreams, then yeah, you definitely need to. Okay, so that's Virgo. And now let's move on to Libra. What is the message here for Libra? Freewheeling Friday message for Libra. What's the message for Libra? What is the message for Libra? Mushrooms. Okay, and we've got humanity. Okay. And let me get a couple of cards from here. What is the message for Libra this Friday? What's the message for Libra this Friday? We've got the Seer and one more. Ooh, the Chalice. Okay. With the Black Cat. So with this humanity, again, it feels like helping out, right? Someone who is expected maybe to show compassion. Okay, with this mushrooms, it's you know, something growing, something little growing, right? And with the Seer and the Chalice, I think someone's following their intuition about a new beginning here. Okay, with the mushrooms, maybe they want to see it grow. You know, with this, your luck will soon change. I think, yeah, with this rejuvenation and fulfillment, it seems like this has got the potential to be very, you know, very healing. Okay, let's see what is happening here. I mean, it looks good so far. Let's see. What is the message here for Libra? Where do we have mushrooms? Where do we have the mushrooms for Libra? Where do we have the mushrooms for Libra? Death. Ooh, okay. And let's look at the Seer. Why is that there? 5 of Pentacles. Let's look at the Chalice. Eight of Swords and the Fool. Okay. The Chariot. So what I'm getting, Libra, is that someone may want to move towards a new love. Oh yeah, we've got the King of Cups beneath that. And there's someone here who sees, okay? But when they see this 5 of Pentacles energy. It feels like someone intuitively knows that they are going to be on the outs, okay? Because someone's moving towards this new love, and it's something that has got this person very worried. You know, they're very worried that someone, this King of Cups, is moving towards a relationship. They feel like they're being left out. Okay, now, I mean, you could be any one of these people, but this person can see that this something new that's budding means an ending and a massive change for them. You know, it says your luck will soon change, but I think for this person, they're worried it's going to be a negative change. Okay, so it feels like someone who's dependent on this King of Cups, maybe with that humanity, you know, like dependent on them for help, or just dependent on them. Okay, and they see an ending. They feel that they're going to be left out here. You know, because that person's moving towards someone that they're in love with. Now, it could even be a parent, okay, who feels that they're being left out. Maybe someone who's dependent on a child, you know, it could be like that. Let's see. Let's look at death. Why is that there for Libra? Yeah, and Knight of Pentacles. I mean, someone who has been working, you know, with that humanity, who's been helping this person. There's an end to that, okay? Let's look at the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, 10 of Swords, 6 of Wands. You know, they can see that they feel betrayed, okay, by this person getting what they want. They feel that they're going to be left out. They're going to be betrayed. Now let's look at the Fool. King of Cups and the Sun. See, they can see that this King of Cups means to go for their happiness here. And let's look at the 8 of Swords. Where's the 8 of Swords there? Yeah, Nine of Cups. They're very worried this person will get their wish. So this is someone who doesn't want this King of Cups to move on from them, okay? Which, I mean, if they're a partner, then it's understandable, but it almost feels like someone who is just dependent on them, okay? Maybe financially dependent, or they need their help in some way. And this person with that Knight of Pentacles, I mean, the King of Cups energy has been helping this person, you know? They've been really working to help this person. And that's what's coming to an end here, because now this person wants to pursue their own happiness, okay? So I don't know, they could be coming towards you, Libra, or you could be you know, this King of Cups, or of course you could be this person who feels left out. Yeah, so that's what I've got for Libra. Let's move on to Scorpio. What's the message for Scorpio? Freewheeling Friday. Message for Scorpio. What's the message for Scorpio? Scorpio. Got the subconscious and the white dress. Okay. And okay, what's the message here for Scorpio? Got the Chimera and the Medusa. And you've also got winds of change. So there looks like there's change on the horizon for a lot of signs. Okay. We've got white dress, which speaks to a fake appearance. Okay. Something not being authentic, with the spider beneath it. Oh, and trickery. There is definitely some sort of deceit here and a fake appearance being put. With the subconscious, I feel it's just hidden under the surface. Okay. Scorpio, you may be becoming aware that this is going on. You may be getting an inkling that something deceptive is happening, okay, and that someone is not who they pretend, you know, they're pretending to be, or something's not as it seems. With this Chimera, you could have, I don't know, with this imagination clouds your judgment. I mean, you could be imagining the worst here, okay, because of jealousy. Scorpio, maybe you're even just suspecting someone. Let's see. With those winds of change, your surroundings will undergo transition. I think you're expecting a change here. So let's see. Actually, let me use this deck. Scorpio. What is the message for Scorpio? Why is subconscious here for Scorpio? Why is subconscious here for Scorpio? Gosh, four of wands, the star, ace of wands, ace of swords. Okay, and let's look at Chimera. Why is that there? Nine. Oh gosh, that's a lot of cards. Okay, Nine of Wands, Ten of Cups, World, and the Page of Cups. And let's look at Medusa. Death. And the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you're worried that someone's moving on from a home. Okay, it's reminding me of the Libra reading that came just before. Yeah, it's like you are very clear that you want a partnership, but you're also beginning to feel, I think your subconscious is also maybe telling you something, or there's some truth that's emerging here, okay? And now you're wondering, you know, is this person that you're with in the home, are they going to call time on this? Are they fed up, you know? Something of the sort, okay? And you're wondering if you're going to be left out because of this, and it's making you very jealous, okay? Let's see, why is this white dress there? I just want to get a thing on that. Why is the white dress there? Yeah, Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups. You're wondering if someone's putting up a fake appearance in the home, you know, like have they secretly got a third party? Okay, let's look at that star. Two of Swords. You're not sure, okay, if you can have this dream of this home with this person. Let's look at the Ace of Swords. Temperance, yeah. Let me get one more. Why is the Ace of Swords there? For Scorpio. Queen of Cups. Yeah, with the Lovers. I think you're worried that there is someone else here. Scorpio. Okay, another choice. And so you're wondering if this person is going to leave your connection. Let's look at the World. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Swords. You know, you see change coming, the winds of change, right? But with that imagination clouds your judgment. I mean, it's possible, you know, that's not the case. Okay, it's possible that this is all just happening in your subconscious fears, and it's bringing up a lot of jealousy. Let's look at death. Yeah, the Tower. You know, it's almost like you're expecting a tower. But because of the subconscious card, it tells me that it's more your fears and your thoughts that are telling you this, okay? I don't think you've actually received any information that this is happening, because with that Two of Swords, you know, you don't have the facts, okay? Scorpio, okay. Let's look at that Queen of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, you could be overthinking this, okay, Scorpio, with that imagination clouds your judgment. You could be thinking this to death, you know, and maybe not even seeing things clearly, okay? And you're getting jealous, and that could be clouding your judgment as well. Because you feel this person's going to leave you out, but I don't think that's been communicated. Because with this Ten of Cups, it tells me that on the surface, things look good in the home, okay? Everything seems peaceful. You're the Queen of Cups here, and with Temperance, you know, everything's very calm, everything looks great. But you're not sure, you know, if this is real. So it feels like subconscious fears, it feels like trust issues, honestly, okay? I mean, I would say don't ignore your intuition, but at the same time, don't let your fears completely derail you here, okay? So that's what I've got for you, Scorpio. And okay, let's move on to Sag. What is the Friday message here for Sag? What's the message for Sag? We've got the Eye. Wow, with the wildflowers. Somebody sees something, okay? Someone sees something, they become awakened. With this history beneath it, it's something that goes back quite a way. Yeah, with the Eye as well, they see very clearly, okay? Okay, let's see. What's the message here for Sag? What's the message for Sagittarius? The Hourglass reversed. And the Sun and the Chimera, and with the Dagger, gosh. Yeah, so someone's woken up, someone sees something clearly now. They've become awakened, okay? And what have they become awakened to? That there was some kind of conflict. With this Siren, a temptation may lead you astray, okay? Maybe the conflict was over someone that was seen as a siren, okay? Let's see. With this Hourglass reversed, it feels like this person feels at times run out, okay? Because with that history, it is something that's happened in the past. They're becoming aware of something that took place a while ago. I don't think this is something that would have happened a couple of weeks ago. It feels much longer than that, okay? Maybe months, maybe even years for some people. And I think this person feels at times run out here. With the Sun, you know, I think things are clear to this person. With the Chimera, they were imagining a lot of things. They didn't see you maybe clearly, okay? And with the Sun, I feel it's all lit up now. They know. Yeah, we got the Ace of Swords at the bottom of that deck. So this person definitely knows, okay? They've woken up. Let's look at the eye. Why is that there for Sag? Why is the eye there for Sag? Got the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Or it may have been the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Pentacles. Anyway, I can't remember. But with the Three of Swords, so I think this person sees that they hurt you, okay? Because with that conflict, there was something that happened here. They see maybe that they were lured towards family or lured by family, okay? Because with the history card as well, it speaks to lineage, it speaks to family lineage. And it's like this person's become aware of something that maybe their family did. But it was done in the past. I don't think you're not with this person. And they kind of see that they were lured, okay? Okay. Let's look at the hourglass in the reverse. Why is that there? Judgment, yeah. They feel like it's past time now, you know. Maybe they feel it's too late. Let's look at the sun. Three of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Chariot. Yeah, I think this person would like to come towards you, okay? They would like to get started, maybe at least as a friend. They would like to reverse course here. Let's look at the Chimera, Seven of Swords. Yeah, there's some sneaky deception here, okay? Which may have caused this person to leave you out with the Five of Pentacles, because I feel they were lured towards family. They were lured towards family, but with that Wheel of Fortune, it was a destined movement away from you. This person had to learn a lesson, okay? They had to have this awakening, and maybe they had to see their family quite clearly, okay? They may have been the kind of people who never, who could never believe anything, that their family would do anything bad, or, you know, that they thought the family would always have high, you know, good motives. But I think the Seven of Swords, they weren't seeing those people clearly, okay? They didn't see this deception. But now they're awake to this, okay? They're awake and they know. And I think they do feel, I think maybe that maybe they feel time's run out here, okay? Let's see. Let's look at that Wheel of Fortune. Where's the Wheel of Fortune there for Sag? Yeah, Five of Swords. Where's the Wheel of Fortune there? Yeah, with Death in reverse. I think this was a fated movement away from you, because with this Five of Swords and Death in reverse, this person, they had to awake to their family's true nature, and they had to sort of become a little bitter, okay, towards their family. They had to be willing to accept that dynamic wasn't going to change, and they had to have that realization, I think, in order to come towards you, okay? Because, you know, otherwise, I mean, with a family that's deceptive, and it doesn't have to be family, it could be friends who are like family or whatever, right? But people very close to this person. With them being so deceptive like this, I mean, your relationship would not have worked if they didn't have this realization about these people, you know. Let's look at Judgment. Page of Swords. Yeah, they've now recognized, you know, that they would like to re-energize this connection, but maybe they feel it's too late. Let's look at the Emperor. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, they're prepared to see. They had to step into their Emperor energy, and they had to be independent of their family, okay? That's something that this person was not doing before. They were not willing to be, you know, they would not have supported you ahead of family. That's what I'm getting. And now they had to learn this lesson. Let's look at the Chariot. Three of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and the Fool. Yeah, they've recognized that they're not happy with things the way they are, right? And they want this new beginning with you. It may start off as friends, something casual, but they want to reignite your connection. That's what I feel. Let's look at that Seven of Swords. Yeah, the world. This person was deceived almost, okay, to close things out with you. That's what I'm getting. Let's look at the wildflowers. Yeah, Three of Wands. You know, they've become aware now of what their future is going to be like as well. Maybe with this family, okay, and they've had a good long think about it. With the devil, they see that it's a toxic connection that they have. That maybe the family are too codependent on them, and they're too codependent on the family. You know, it was an unhealthy relationship where this person needed to have boundaries, you know, and I don't think they had any. So anyway, the good news is they've woken up, okay, and they're prepared to, I think they will hopefully at some point come forward and make amends. But at the moment, I think they think that maybe it's too late. Okay. So let's move on to Capricorn. What's the message here? Oh, okay, I've got Boar. I'll take that. And Pond in the reverse. Okay. Capricorn, what's the message here for Capricorn? The Sun. And one more. Chimera keeps coming on for everybody. Okay. With the Maiden. A new relationship blossoms. This Pond reversed speaks to a lack of stagnation. Okay. I think that's this new relationship, okay, a breath of fresh air, Capricorn, and there's someone here who is being very aggressive, okay. The Boar represents almost toxic masculinity. It's a very aggressive energy. It's an odd energy to approach a relationship, okay. Let's see, or it could be, I mean, if this is a third party, then someone here is very upset, okay, very angry. With the Sun, I think things are clear, okay? And with the Chimera, it may be that this person is angry because something they believed, you know, believed in is seen to be a fantasy or not real or not going to pan out, okay? Something of the sort, let's see. Okay, so why is the Boar here for Capricorn? Where's the Boar there for Capricorn? Tower, Ten of Wands, Ace of Wands. Okay, yeah. And yeah, it's a masculine energy. We've got the King of Wands here, right? Someone who's very angry, very determined to do something, and it's like a sudden explosion of anger. Okay, this person's just fed up. You know, they're just going to storm out the door, right? It's like they're just going to go screaming out the door, and next thing you know, they're with this, there's this new relationship, okay? Let's look at the Sun. Where's the Sun there? The Capricorn. I think it's clear that someone's walking away. Why is the Chimera there? Five of Cups. So this person's, you know, this masculine energy is determined to be done, okay, and they're going on to this new romance. It feels like the situation that they were in was very stagnant. With the Ten of Wands, they're ready for that to end, okay? They're ready for something fresh and new. So it's clear to everybody that they're leaving. This Chimera, though, there's something they regret here, or they're missing, or... I'm going to have to get some cards on that. Let's see. Okay. Let's look at this Tower. Where's the Tower there? For Capricorn. Nine of Cups. Maybe even when they're drunk, okay, they could get angry and just like, you know, have a tantrum, okay, and just say that they're off. For some of you. Let's look at that Ten of Wands. Yeah, Eight of Swords. This person has felt stuck with responsibilities in a very stagnant situation. And I think it's like they're going to have this, maybe even a drunken fight or something, and then they're just going to be done, you know. Let's look at that Ace of Wands. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles. This person wants to head towards this new relationship. Now let's look at this Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups for Capricorn. The Magician. Yeah, I think this person is doing a little bit of a song and dance, Capricorn. Maybe for your benefit if you're in the home with them, okay? Or you could be this new relationship. But they're doing a bit of a song and dance for the person that they're in a connection with, okay? Because they do want to be done there. And so they're going to have this sudden, explosive, angry, maybe fight, okay? It's going to be sudden, you know. With this Nine of Cups, you can see how everyone's happy and this guy's laughing, and then it's like a sudden explosion of anger. But I think with the Magician, it is calculated, okay, because this person wants to leave, and it looks like they're just looking for an excuse to leave, you know. They do want to leave. They're just looking for that pretext of the fight. Let's look at the Five of Cups. Nine of Swords. Let me get one more. And the Star. With the Empress. Now, I think that's the new relationship, okay? This person is... You know, the Chimera, and it says loss and pleasure. I think this person is really in their head about this new relationship. They want to go towards it, okay? And they just need some excuse to exit the existing situation, whatever that is, whether it's a job or a relationship. And this fight is like a pretext to do that. Okay, that's what I've got. Let's look at that Pond in reverse. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. I mean, this person sees, yeah, with the Empress at the bottom. So it's, you know, this person sees a chance for love, for happiness, and a chance to be with someone, you know, fresh and exciting, I guess. Yeah, so, I mean, if you're in the home with this person and they have this angry outburst and they leave, just know that it's calculated, okay? Okay, Capricorn, that's you. Let's move on to Aquarius. Okay. Okay, yeah. What's the message here for Aquarius? Friday message for Aquarius, please. What's the message? What's the message for Aquarius? Oh gosh, Aquarius, we got two for you. Okay, and both reversed. Okay. What is this? Identity reversed and freedom reversed. Okay, that's interesting. And let's get a couple of cards from this deck. What's the message here for Aquarius? What is the message for Aquarius here? We've got the Dragon and one more. What's the message for Aquarius? The Stars. Wow. With Spirit, unseen forces are guiding you. Sorry, unseen forces watch over you. Identity reversed. Now, this is about your role, right? How you see yourself. It's almost, I don't know why I just got a star reversed sort of energy here. Aquarius, I mean, you could be confused, you know, about maybe where you fit in, right? Who your tribe is. You might feel that the people around you are not, like, you don't belong there, okay? With freedom reversed, it feels like you feel like you're not the master of your own destiny. You know, you feel like your hands are tied here, okay? But you are protected. You are protected. And with this Dragon strength and wisdom, you know, that is your energy, okay? You have the strength and wisdom to make your dreams come true. Aquarius, you do. For some of you, I mean, this could literally be like a midlife crisis or something, okay? But for others, it may just be that you're trying to figure out where you fit in, who your peeps are, you know? Let's see. Why is this freedom reversed and identity reversed? Why is that there for Aquarius? Identity reversed and freedom reversed. Why is that there for Aquarius? King of Cups. And one more. There's identity reversed and freedom reversed. Why is it there? The Fool. Yeah, you want to go off and have this new beginning, you know. Aquarius, you're in love here. You want to be free, right? You know, you don't want baggage, but you feel like you don't have your freedom, okay? You feel like you can't be true to yourself, true to your feelings. You don't have the freedom to go off and explore, you know, follow your heart. That's kind of what it seems like. Maybe family are in the way. Okay, let's look at the dragon. Why is that there? Why is the dragon there for Aquarius? Why is dragon there for Aquarius? Six of Wands. Maybe some of you feel you have a certain role to play, right? You're seen a certain way, maybe in your community or whatever, or and you feel like, you know, you can't just go off and do whatever you want, okay? Like you belong, you have recognition, right, from the people around you. You have a role, even if that's not a role you want or identify with. Let's look at the stars. Yeah, with the Five of Pentacles, I mean, Aquarius, look, the thing is that you don't feel like yourself. You feel like you don't belong with these people, right? And you feel like you are not able to follow your dreams. So that's not a healthy state, right? Just know that you are protected, okay? Let's look at that King of Cups. Yeah, the Magician. Be careful that you're not being manipulated by people around you, okay? To stay with them, to keep giving to them, okay? Some of you could be being manipulated because it feels like you don't feel like yourself here. Let's look at the Fool. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. You want to be free, you know, you want to go your own way. With justice, doing the right thing for you. Okay, let's look at that Magician again. Seven of Wands reversed. Yeah, I think there's some manipulation to make you give up on your dreams. Gosh, these people around you, you know, are trying to make you give up your dreams. Let's look at that Six of Wands. Yeah, Four of Wands. Could be people in a home or a job. Okay, let's look at that Five of Pentacles. The Devil, see? Keeping you from your dreams, keeping you tied, right? In a codependent situation, okay? You're at a crossroads. Choose yourself and choose to follow your heart, okay? Because just know that you are kind of being manipulated. If a lot of people are trying to beat you down, to the, you know, trying to make you give up on following your dreams, then yeah, just know that this is manipulation, okay? Ooh, okay. Yeah, I mean, do you want to sit in this energy of the Devil, right, with the Five of Pentacles, or do you want to follow your heart? So, yeah. Okay, that's Aquarius. Let's move on to Pisces. Okay. What's the message, Friday message for Pisces? Friday message for Pisces. Got the Rabbit and the Moon. Okay. What's the message here for Pisces for Friday? What's the message? The Dagger and the Hourglass. Okay. And now we've got the Sun at the bottom of the deck. That's interesting. We've got the Moon here, we've got the Sun. So something is looming. There's some massive change looming, okay? With the Rabbit, it's regarding something a little frisky. Pisces could be fun, but you know, rabbits are notoriously promiscuous. Okay, I don't know, it could be, yeah, just fun times. Okay, light is going to be shed on this change with this dagger. It feels like something that was playful and fun may now be, there could be conflict there. Okay, with time is of the essence. This conflict could be induced because of a feeling that time is running out. Okay, like this change is not happening or something. Okay, let's see. Why is the rabbit there for Pisces? Why is the rabbit there for Pisces? What are these? 7 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. So there's resistance here, okay? And I think that's where the conflict comes in. Someone could be resisting becoming single here, Pisces. With the 7 of Pentacles, it is very much a what and, you know, wait and see approach, okay? Yeah, there's resistance. It feels like fun times are over and now there's resistance, okay? So I don't know, is this, with this rabbit, I almost got a Knight of Wands energy. Let's see. Why is the dagger there? Yeah, 5 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Someone's conflicted. They're at a crossroads, okay? Regarding a new opportunity, but it feels like they're very conflicted and they're resisting maybe pressure from someone else, okay, to free themselves. They're thinking about that. Let's look at the hourglass. Well, yeah, 3 of Cups. I did get that. Where's the hourglass there? Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. See, someone's holding back, okay? Someone's holding back from a third party, okay? Feels like the frisky good times are done, and now that there's pressure, the free, you know, it's like this third party is pushing this person, like, you know, aren't you going to leave your commitment you promised, that kind of thing. Now there's conflict, you know, the good times are over and this person is setting up a boundary because they're conflicted, you know, they're not sure that they want this. And the fact that they're actively resisting it probably means that they yeah, they're withholding from this third party, okay? Sorry, something just tickled my throat. Okay. Maybe this person is resisting speaking up. Let's look at the moon. Where's the moon there? Strength. Yeah, I think this person is holding back. They're very determined. I'm just going to pause this a sec. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a crazy coughing fit. Excuse me. Yeah, so this person is holding back. They're holding their position. That's what's being kind of clouded. But with the sun, I think light's being shed on that. Yeah, light's being shed that this person is ending this connection, you know. I feel that this is a reading for someone who's in a third party, okay, where the person that they're with, the person who's committed is not leaving their commitment. Let's look at the 5 of Swords. Yeah, 3 of Wands, you know. When they look at their future, they're conflicted, okay. They're not sure that they want this. Let's look at that 2 of Wands. Yeah, the King of Swords. This person could be an air sign, but this person is becoming detached, okay. They're very logical. So I feel like they've had some frisky fun times and now they're cutting that third party out. Let's look at the 4 of Pentacles. There's a 4 of Pentacles there for Pisces. Yeah, 2 of Wands. See, this person is expected to leave their commitment, but instead they're holding back from this third party. Let's look at the 7 of Wands. Yeah, this person is a Knight of Wands. They moved very quickly, okay, very passionately, right? But now they're setting up a boundary. That's what I'm getting, okay? Now they're setting up this boundary. Let's look at the Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Wands, yeah. When it comes to movement with this connection, this person is slowing everything down. They're conflicted, right? They're in a wait and watch sort of energy. But in the meantime, they are holding back as well, okay, from this third party. I think this person with the Six of Swords is planning to move on. They're just wondering how to let this third party down gently. That's what I've got. Okay, so that's Pisces. Let's move on to Aries. Gosh, that was a crazy, crazy coughing fit. Okay, let's move on to Aries. I think Pisces, your last reading was something similar. Okay, so if this resonates, check that out. Okay, what is the message here for Pisces? Oh, sorry, not Pisces. Aries. What is the message for Aries? Friday message for Aries. Ooh, what is this? Loss in the reverse. And I've got the intellect. Okay. Okay. Let me get a couple of cards from here. Aries. What is the message here for Aries? What is the message for Aries? Chimera and one more. The Minstrel. Okay. With the Seer. Follow your intuition. So with the underlying energy of the intellect, it feels like overthinking. Okay, this is someone who lives in their head, right? There could be a tendency to overthink, to worry. With this loss in the reverse, it feels like this is what they're worried about or they're thinking of. Okay, this loss. I feel rather than focusing on their intellect, they're being urged to use their intuition. There's too much thinking and not enough intuitive feeling. Because with this chimera, the thoughts are providing some kind of false reality. Okay, the thoughts are leading this person down the wrong path, causing a lot of confusion. Okay, and we got the Minstrel. Let your intentions be known. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's about something this person has to speak up about. Okay, they could be confused. Okay, let's see. What is the message here for Aries? Ooh, Three of Cups. Cups just flipped out. Okay, let's see. What's the message here for Aries? Why is loss in the reverse here for Aries? Ten of Wands and one more. Five of Wands. Okay. Let's look at the Chimera. Why is that there? Why is the Chimera there? Knight of Cups. And why is the Minstrel there? Temperance. Yeah, I feel we got the Knight of Wands here. Okay. We've got the Lovers beneath that. So someone could be tempted to move to a lover. Okay. But they're worried about ending a situation, right? They're worried about the losses. With this Five of Wands, they are worried about conflicts, maybe fights over money, right? They're anticipating a lot of conflict there, and it's something that is stressing this person out. And so they're imagining the worst about, instead of following their heart, their thoughts are sort of calling the shots there, okay? Okay, let's see. Let's look at this intellect. Yeah, the Hierophant jumped out. So it could be someone a committed partnership. Let's look at the intellect. Where is that there? Where's the intellect there for Aries? The Seven of Cups reverse. See, the intellect, is not helping this person see the truth, okay? With that Seven of Cups reversed, I feel there has been a lot of confusion here. Let's look at... Let's look at this Knight of Cups. Where's the Knight of Cups there? The Lovers. Yeah, okay. With the Ace of Wands. So what I'm getting, Aries, is that some of you, might have... this could be you or someone else, but somebody here moved very quickly, impulsively towards a lover, okay? With that imagination clouding their judgment, they weren't seeing things clearly, okay? They were not seeing things clearly when they made this move. Now I think they're very worried about, if their partner finds out, right? They're worried about that. They're worried about the conflict, okay? They are worried about being done. Maybe they're worried about the conflict with this lover, Let's see. I think this person is slowly getting a wake-up call. Let's look at Temperance. Why is that there? Yeah, Knight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Let your intentions be known. This person is very worried and stressed and could be an air sign. We've got the Five of Cups. I think they've done something they regret here. Maybe very hastily moving towards a lover. Something this person is filled with regret. And now that the lust or whatever is gone, right? They're seeing things clearly and now they're plagued with worries, okay? Yeah. Let's look at that Ten of Wands. The Star. And one more. Why is the Ten of Wands? Or the Queen of Swords. Yeah, that's the thing. I think this person is done, okay, with this third party or this lover. And there's a lot of stress regarding this now. Let's look at the Five of Wands. Ten of Cups, Three of Cups. Yeah, they're worried about conflict in the home. They're worried about getting a divorce if their spouse finds out about this lover. Let's look at Seven of Cups reversed. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. I think the reality of becoming single is hitting this person, okay? The reality is hitting them and they feel very burdened now. For some people, it's possible the spouse has already got wind of this, okay? Why is that Seer there? Eight of Swords. Yeah, the thoughts are keeping this person trapped in their head. Let's look at that Knight of Swords. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. There's a lot of overthinking here. Let's look at the Nine of Swords. Where's the Nine of Swords there for Aries? The High Priestess. See, there's guilt. There's guilt here around the secret dalliance that they've had with a lover. Okay? That's what I'm getting. This person's got a guilty conscience. Okay? That's what I've got. Whew. Okay, so that's Aries. Let's move on to Taurus. And I think that's the last one. And I think my coughing fit may be coming back, so it's good timing if we finish up with Taurus. What's the Friday message here for Taurus? What is the Friday message for Taurus? What is the Friday message for Taurus? What is the Friday message for Taurus? Knife. Gosh. And doll. There is a childhood wounding here, okay, or something that goes back to some sort of conflict or pain that goes back to childhood. With the white dress, it feels like some kind of fake appearance or false appearance, okay. Regarding maybe even this childhood wounding. Gosh, okay. What is the message for Taurus? What is the message for Taurus, this Friday message for Taurus? The Satyr and one more. The Spirit with the Serpent. So there's some kind of childhood issue, okay? Some sort of conflict that goes back to childhood. It has to do with this revelry and indulgence. Unseen forces watch over you. The serpent. I'm going to have to get some more cards. Let's just get the tarot out because this is confusing. Okay. This could also be about being naive, okay? It could be also naivety, and with this white dress, some kind of fake appearance. Someone could be naive here, okay? Believing maybe in a fake appearance, or someone's acting innocent. With this revelry and indulgence, they've been having a really good time here, okay? Yeah. Not sure what the spirit thing is here. Let's see. Why is a knife here for Taurus? Why is a knife there? Oh, why is a knife there for Taurus? Why is a knife there for Taurus? Chariot. I'm going to get one more. Why is a knife there for Taurus? Two of Cups. So there's anxiety here, okay? Because of a potential conflict. Okay. What is this satyr? Why is satyr there for Taurus? Ace of Swords. Okay. Why is the spirit there? Six of Wands. I'm going to get one more. Why is spirit there for Taurus? Ten of Pentacles. With the moon, things aren't as they appear, right? Taurus, oh, the Ten of Swords. There's some kind of massive betrayal lurking with the devil. That's that satyr. So, Taurus, what I'm getting is that someone's in a home, okay, where they are putting up a fake appearance. With this doll, it feels like this childlike innocence. Gosh, there could be someone innocent in that home that is, being tricked, being fooled, okay, who's not going to see this betrayal coming. Because with this knife, there is, it feels like, yeah, there's some conflict here. With this Chariot and the Two of Cups. When it comes to moving towards love, maybe there's a conflict, okay? Or someone wants to move on from this conflict. With this Ace of Swords, I think someone's clear that they have done something, I think that's a devil energy, okay? There's something's been done here. They're being very strategic with the serpent, okay? I'm getting playing innocent in the home, like putting up a fake appearance in your home. I mean, if this is you, Taurus, right? Being strategic, waiting maybe for the truth about this indulgence to come out, okay? Because it's going to lead to a conflict. With this unseen forces watch over you, you could feel like family, friends, your community, there's a position that's being occupied here, okay? And so this fake appearance is being maintained. Gosh, okay, let's see. Oh boy, why is the moon there for Taurus? What is this? Yeah, Four of Cups. See, someone's uninterested. What is this knife for Taurus? What is this knife here? Page of Swords, Ten of Wands. Yeah, a decision to be done in the home. Someone's weighing up a decision to end their home life, okay? So that they can move on. Let's look at the Chariot. Six of Wands reversed. Yeah, where they don't think, where they don't care what other people think, okay, and they can just move towards someone they're in love with. What is this indulgence? What's the Ace of Swords? The Lovers and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, I mean, someone's worried about a lover, okay. We've got the Emperor here, so it's a more masculine energy. Someone is in their head about this choice, about communicating this, and so they're putting up a very fake appearance in their home and in their community or whatever. Let's look at this Serpent. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. This person is waiting for the right time, okay? They're biding their time. And in the meantime, they're putting up this fake appearance. Let me give one more, the Doll. Yeah, I think someone in the home with them is innocent and doesn't know that this person is putting up a fake appearance and is getting ready to leave. That's what I'm getting here, which is why this moon is clouding this Ten of Swords. You know, this betrayal is looming. Let's look at the Lovers. Yeah, Queen of Cups reversed. And the Seven of Wands. It's definitely a third party, okay? Let's look at that Eight of Swords. The Tower. This is Queen of Cups reversed. Five of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, there could be... this person could be expecting some sort of emotional manipulation, okay, when they decide to leave. And so they're putting up this fake front until, you know, when it's exactly the right time, okay, with that Serpent, they're being patient. Yeah, and they're biding their time, basically, okay. Let's look at that Page of Swords. There's a Page of Swords there. Yeah, the King of Cups and the Sun, right? Before they illuminate to everybody that they're in love, and the SHIT hits the fan, right? So they're keeping it all under wraps. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Taurus. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I mean that concludes all the signs. Please do tell me in the comments if it resonates. I'd love to hear from you. Do hit like, share and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It helps the channel. Please do forward the channel as well to anyone you think might like to hear these readings. Okay, and I will check back with you next week. Enjoy your weekend.